from Universal Studios Orlando. We're doing something very spooky and very new to us.
And borderline out of our comfort zone.
So this will be kind of an interesting video. We're here at Halloween Horror Nights. We are going to kind of show you a little bit about what this event is about, and we are also going to kind of share with you our opinion as far as someone who never does scary things ever. Like, we've never done anything like this before, so it should be an interesting night. So first things first, we have made it into the park. It is about 3 o'clock now, so we have still a little bit before we need to go get in our stay and scream spot, which we will explain more once we figure out how that works. But first things first, we want to check out the Tribute Store. Now, the Tribute Store is actually available all day, so you don't have to go to HHN to check this out. You're going to look for, we're kind of like right by Jimmy Fallon. There's this shipping container that says Tribute. So I'm assuming that's where we go in. So it's a little while later. It's now about 4:30. We took another AC break and went and watched the Makeup Horror Show. We have decided that we are not going to do the stay and scream.
Which you might be wondering, you idiots, you noobs, why are you doing that?
First of all, what is stay and scream? Stay and scream is basically if you're already in the park, like you had a day ticket or you're an annual pass holder, and then you're also doing HHN that night. It's an area inside of the park that you can go stand and wait between park close and the event happening, like starting. Yeah. It's essentially your way to rope drop the houses. I'll be honest that we are not wanting to jump right in and do houses right off the bat, because again, kind of a scaredy. Haven't done these before. I need to check out the vibes before I feel okay doing that. The other reason is because it's so hot today. Like, it is ungodly hot. And the
5:30 and it's still 91 degrees.
Yeah, and the stay and scream areas are out in the blazing sun, and I'm just like, nah, I'm good. I don't need to go stand in the sun for an hour. Yeah. We do have friends that are doing the event with us, and some of them aren't coming until a little later anyway, so we're just gonna hang out at City Walk just for a little bit, let the sun start to go down so it's not so hot. And then we're going to go in basically through the regular entrance for the event.
Which will be fun.
Yes.
Because we'll get to do all of that and, yeah.
Start out maybe with some scare zones and snacks.
Like a s'more?
Maybe. Only if you're good.
Okay.
Okay, so that actually was not super stressful. So we actually are using our freebie tickets that we get with our annual pass.
Yep.
And so all we had to do was basically act like we were coming into the park like normal. So that was super easy.
Yeah, we went through our first scare zone already, as you probably saw.
Kind of. It wasn't really a scare zone.
Yeah, they just have chainsaws and that's it. But, so now we are heading, I think, back to Diagon Alley because we want to see the Death Eaters.
Yeah, and kind of as we're there, we're going through a few scare zones, so it kind of helps acclimate, I guess, or just kind of get our bearings a little bit. So before we go ham and hard. And we got Sue's here too. Sue's has her popcorn.
This is our friend Suze. You've seen her in some videos previously, but don't worry, this is not really a pro guide or this is just like a scaredy cat,
we're just taking you along to see what happens.
I'm here for the vibes and s'mores.
I might cry. She's just here.
let's go to Diagon Alley.
So something else that is fun about the event is they do have some of the attractions open for the event, mostly like the big rides. So we're about to go ride Gringotts.
Yeah, so we're kind of waiting to do some of the houses because we're still waiting for a couple friends to get here. Also, it's misting right now, so I apologize.
So it's probably a good time to go ride a ride.
Yes.
Road ride. We pretty much walked on, so that was great. We are getting ready to do our first house.
We're gonna do Goblin's Feast.
Yeah, so Sue said that this is probably the least quote-unquote scary one. Like, there will still be people that pop out and whatever, but it's kind of more of a campy Hobbit vibes is what she described it as.
It just went up to 35 minutes, which is still not bad.
Yeah,
it was 15 minutes 2 seconds ago, but now it's 35.
Yeah, but she said that's probably a good one to start with if you're scaredy like us. So I think that's what we're going to do first. Now, you cannot film inside of the houses, so we are not going to show any of that. However, I am going to link some videos to some other creators who were here for the media event that were allowed to film, that have some walkthroughs. I do think that walkthroughs help you to mentally prepare. I know they helped me because I was like, I at least know somewhat what to expect. Obviously, we haven't seen like everything.
Yeah, I don't think anything will actually like.
I'm not blind. I'm not going in totally blind.
Well, and the other thing too is I don't think it translates to actually being here in person, basically. So take that with a grain of salt, I guess.
There we go.
But are we ready?
We're still waiting for one more person to come.
Okay.
He's almost here. This person just standing there. Show me the corn dog. Wow. We have our first eat of the evening. We are at the Ghostbusters booth and we got the Slimers Korean corn dog. It's got Fritos and Cheetos and cornflakes and something looking slimy. And I guess it's got like cheese inside, right?
Yes.
And maybe a hot dog? Is there a hot dog in there?
I mean, it says corn dog, so I would assume so. Careful, that's the stick part right there.
There's a hot dog in there.
That's pretty good. For like $10 with our pass discount, with our AP discount, I'd say it's a pretty good deal.
It's a big portion, which is nice. That's tasty, but it's not very spicy, but you do get some nice cheesiness in there. We're gonna come back and get a marshmallow. Just not yet. Protein first.
Protein first. Dessert later.
Also, we didn't do Goblin's Feast yet. We have to go back over there because the wait bumped up like way high as we were walking over there. So we are gonna do that one just in a minute. Which
they probably will be, but because we're only wanting to really do like a few of the houses, we're fine waiting. So
yeah. How's that trend go?
I think I'm starting to like Halloween.
No, I know. I was scared. Be like, I think I'm starting to like Halloween Horror Nights. This is really good.
Popcorn or pumpkin? Smash the pumpkin.
Yeah.
That's a great band, Smashing Dark Claw. Another Dark Claw. We are are now heading. We've done officially every scare zone.
And now it's dark, so now it's like extra spooky. We're gonna walk into another scare zone. So this one is the swamp one.
The swamp of the undead.
This one, I would say, this one's tricky because there's a lot of fog and it's very like condensed, like bottleneck. It's a bottleneck. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
They're gonna come for you.
Hello. You're not very scary.
So the trick is don't act scared. If they think you're a target, like if they think they can scare you, they're gonna come for you. There you go. That's how you do a scare zone.
Yep.
It's all about confidence.
We did it. It's honestly though, they really are not as bad as what I thought they would be.
No, they're not too bad. We did it.
We did our first house. We kind of changed the plans a little bit, but
Yeah.
that's kind of what happens when you're with a group of friends. Anyway,
So,
we did Slaughter Cinema 2.
Yes.
It said a 35-minute wait. I think we ended up waiting about 45 minutes, and then the house itself was about 5 minutes to go through.
yeah, it was not bad. I think my brain, I definitely was very much like looking for where they would be. And I think that kind of helped me. I kept wanting to go boop back at them.
Yeah, and you can kind of see around the corners, like when there's like
Yes.
curtains in the houses. As far as the house itself, it was fine. Like,
That was fun.
it was fun. I think for me, honestly, I liked the outside part better than the actual house itself.
They were
But-
playing like, there was 2 areas. They were playing clips from like other horror movies that are kind of featured at HHN, and then they had like this basically like drive-in movie screen right outside the house that was showing almost like the films that were in
Yeah.
the house. So it was very cute.
Also,
Very cute.
pro tip, because Kayla had her earplugs in, I did not. Because I was like, it can't be that bad. No, they're loud.
Oh, really?
I wish I would have put my earplugs in. So I'm gonna put them in on the next
I
one.
think that also probably is what helped me, is because I wasn't overwhelmed by the sound, and so I think my brain was able to focus more on like my eyesight versus being overstimulated. Mark
Yeah.
Allen was sad he didn't get got. I got one time.
Yeah, you
like a
screamed.
little bit.
Yep.
But again, I just keep
Yeah.
giggling. I can't
use-
stop giggling. Do you feel ready to do some more houses?
Let's.
I think now we might actually be doing Goblin's Feast. Maybe we have to look and see what the wait times are.
Yeah.
Our last friend finally just got here, so now we're gonna go see what he wants to do. Cause
We may also go see the show because we're kind of over there.
well, the next show's at 11.
Oh, okay. So we got time for a house. Let's go do a house.
Okay, so we just did Goblin's Feast. That was so cute.
I liked that one a lot more than Slaughter Cinema 2.
Yeah, that one was really fun. It was like they were playing like kind of like hobbity music.
I think for me, the reason why I liked it was like the theme just seemed to work a lot
Yeah.
better. Like it was more throughout, more cohesive. Where like in Slaughter Cinema, you had, which I know they're like, it's like a movie marathon, so you have like different
Yeah.
movies that you're kind of going through.
I think part of it too is we went through the Goblin's Feast house a lot slower than we did Slaughter Cinema. I think Slaughter Cinema, because that was the first house, and you're just like looking around and and I feel like we went through it really fast. I feel like we missed a lot, whereas this one, I think we walked a little bit slower, so we were able to look at a lot of the detail and the sets and things like that.
The timing, like we all kind of got to do some of this, like experience some of the scares. So I don't know. I think I liked Goblin's Feast a lot better. So we've kind of been doing some backtracking because the wait times have kind of been
all over the place.
All over.
They really haven't been bad. The longest wait time that I have seen has been 60 minutes. So it hasn't been a horribly busy night, which is great. That particular one, I think we only waited.
It was like 25 minutes, I think.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all.
Yeah.
So, and that was a posted 45.
Yeah. I think it's just timing of like when people get in line.
Yes. Like I said too, I will link some other videos that show some walkthroughs of houses. They show videos of the show. They were all part of the media event, so they were allowed to film. I don't like to break the rules, so we're not going to break the rules.
Well, they'll kick you out if you try to secretly film. They'll kick you out.
So, anyways, that's where we're at. But I would say the earplugs have been a huge help.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Huge help. I think doing the first house, I think also helped settle a lot of my nerves. Now I understand like what it feels like to do one of those, and it's really not terrible.
Yep. All right, let's go.
Okay, so we're gonna go see Nightmare Fuel.
Nocturnal Circus.
Yeah, so this is like a, how would you describe this? I don't know, kind of like a,
I don't know, I've never seen it.
Stunt show, burlesque situation.
Anyway, but we can't film, so we gotta put you away.
Yeah, so we'll let you know how it is after the show. We just got out of the show.
That is definitely not for children.
No, so it is really cool. There's a lot of really cool acrobatics and fire and tricks, and it's very, very cool.
It's like if you took Cirque du Soleil, made it sexy, and put it on Broadway.
Yeah, I would say if you're someone that does get easily offended by more risque type things, that's definitely not the show for you, but it was really cool.
The production of that show is probably the best production thing I've seen at Universal, hands down.
Yeah, no, that was fantastic. I'm really glad that was definitely highlight. One of the things I really wanted to do the most. So
there's also a lot of pyrotechnics, stunts.
Yeah.
Like a girl was hanging by her hair.
I would also say definitely plan to get in line for that show at least half an hour, at least probably 45 minutes.
Yeah.
We kind of just barely made it in. So that was definitely like, make sure you get there early. They do have multiple shows throughout the night, but just make sure that you plan accordingly if you are wanting a good seat. So now I think we're heading back over, kind of like where the Mummy and Jimmy Fallon is.
No, we're heading over by like Fast and Furious. We're gonna do Major.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, we're gonna hit Major Suites. Oh man. We're gonna go hit Major Suites, and then I think maybe finish out our night with Ghostbusters.
I think so.
Yeah. Are you scared?
Someone's phone is ringing.
We got another snack. So we came back to the Ghostbusters food booth, and we got our Stay Puft Marshmallow.
I think this was the thing I was most excited for.
Let's see if it's as good as you hope. You might have to just pick it up.
I think I'm gonna have to.
You almost lost him. How's he taste?
It's a s'more. I wish the marshmallow was warm. It's not really warm, but it's a s'more.
What do you guys think? Tyler is not sure.
That's really good.
Oh, okay.
That's really good. Mark Allen's absolutely right. It would be better if the marshmallow was warm. It's a cold marshmallow that creme brulee torched.
Susan's not a fan.
I'm not a huge fan of marshmallows. I just thought this was cute.
That's valid.
I think it's good. Texture of marshmallows aren't my favorite, but it's definitely adorable.
Can you feed me a bite?
It's interesting. Chocolate melts.
I mean, it's a good s'more.
The marshmallow is melted.
It's melted. It's just not warm.
It's just not warm, but it's cute. I feel like you have to get it. It's like the one snack this year, you have to get it. Woo. Okay, so we're taking a little just sit break outside of Minions. We do have, I think, at least one more house, Ghostbusters. We have to go do that one.
It is currently almost 12:30, so we have like an hour and a half more.
Got plenty of time.
Yeah, we got plenty of time.
But we gotta go do Ghostbusters. Who are you gonna call?
911.
No.
Oh, Ghostbusters.
We did HHN for the first time. I'm not gonna lie, I loved that. That was so fun.
I would agree.
Way more fun than I thought that it was gonna be. I thought I was gonna be anxious the whole night, and really, I was only anxious up until we started walking in, and then I was fine.
I think it was a good choice, not going right into a house. I think the other thing too is we've watched, at least I've watched walkthroughs and things like that. And so I think that was a big help going into it.
Again, I'm going to link some videos to some other creators that did walkthroughs. One in particular, our friend Ryan, he did a really good video talking about a lot of the lore and story behind a lot of the houses. That was also very helpful because we understood what was going on. So
not that that's super important.
It's not super important, but I feel like you can mentally prepare a little better.
If you're someone that has never done HHN and you've always kind of been intrigued by it, don't go opening night.
Right.
Because just wait, because people will have videos that are walkthroughs, so you can see more of the scare zones. I think that will help you going into your HHN event, that you kind of know what you're preparing for.
I think also to have a little bit of a plan. We had no plan. We knew there were some certain things that we wanted to do, but we had no plan. We probably needed to have a little bit better of a plan, which is fine. Not a big deal. Like I said, we actually didn't end up paying outright for these tickets. These were part of our annual pass. You get one free night to HHN. So that was why we were able to come tonight. And so I think for us, it wasn't some big thing that we had to do everything and stuff. And really, this was kind of our first year to just even dip our toes to even see if this is an event that we would like. I get the hype. Now. I understand why people love this event. It's so cool. From my background is in theater, and so just from a technical standpoint of the costumes and the makeup and the set design, it's so well done.
Yeah, I would say if you're someone that really likes technical, I would say even technical theater, but even just the technicality of just how they do that throughout the whole park, because the whole thing is really a show. It's really cool, just the creativity and the art that went behind it.
Yeah, no, it was really good. What did you think of the Ghostbusters house?
Oh my gosh, that was my favorite one.
It was so fun. So if you haven't seen the newest Ghostbusters movie, it's based off of that. Again, not that you have to see that. If you're familiar with the Ghostbusters franchise, it's still a super fun house. But from seeing that movie, it was really cool to I don't know, it was just really well done. I enjoyed it a lot. It was a very fun house.
It was fun.
It had some good scares in there, but it wasn't so scary that
it was the whole thing was just very canon to, especially the newer Ghostbusters. But they had the Ecto-1, they had the Ghostbusters with their proton packs.
The little Stay Puft Marshmallows were all over the place, and they were little animatronics, so they moved.
Some of them were moving.
It was so cool.
And then when you first go in, the guy had the little ghost, I forget what it's called, but the little ghost sensor. And then right when you're first going into the house, there was things moving where you could see the ghosts.
It was really cool. My favorite was probably kind of right at the end. You have the big monster, right? And then you've got him battling the big monster, and you're just yeah, you get him. You get that monster. I don't know. I loved it. I thought it was so fun.
So if you're someone that has been following us for a long time and you're no, you chickens need to go to HHN, there's specifically a few of you that have been trying to get us. Thank you for pushing us, because this was the most fun I've had at Universal in a long time.
Oh, it was a blast. It was an absolute blast. I would totally come back again. I see why people buy the season passes to come. they have passes where you can basically come every night if you wanted to. Obviously, that's a little more money than my blood can handle right now, but I can see why people buy those because I could totally come back to this night after night and have so much fun.
And again, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. I know that this wasn't like a guide or a foodie guide or necessarily super helpful, maybe,
but hopefully it gives just like relieves a little bit of your anxiety. Because again, I think that's just the big thing that I had the hardest time with. Of what was really stopping me is I was very anxious about it because I just didn't know how I would do, and it really was no big deal. It really wasn't. It was fine. And I had a blast. But of course, make sure you are subscribed to our channel because we are doing more Universal content. We do Disney content, all the fun stuff, and we just like to have a blast. So that is all we have for you guys tonight. Now go create your ever after.